To solve for y, I want us to divide all through by the value of 64 to the power of y. So if we do that, that will help us simplify that expression. 64 to the power of y plus 16 to the power of y divided by 64 to the power of y, and this will be equal to 64 to the power of y divided by 64 to the power of y. So if we simplify this, we are going to have the right hand side to be equal to 1. So this will be equal to 1. While following the law of indices, this will give us 16 divided by 64 all to the power of y, plus, and this will give us 4 divided by 64 all to the power of y. Now, if we look at this expression very well, you'll come to see that these fractions can be simplified. If we divide this other side by 4, we are going to have 1 divided by 16 all to the power of y, plus this is going to give us 1 divided by 4, right, all to the power of y, and this will be equal to 1. So having done that, we can simplify this other part to give us 1 divided by 4 squared all to the power of y, plus this will give us 1 divided by 4 all to the power of y, and this will be equal to 1. Now recall that this can be equal to 1 divided by 4 all squared. Why? Because 1 squared is still equal to 1. So this will give us plus 1 divided by 4 all to the power of y, and this will be equal to 1. So let's look at a law of indices. From that law of indices, we have a to the power of x multiplied by the power of y. This can be equal to a to the power of y all multiplied by x. So if we apply that over here, we're going to have this expression to now give us 1 divided by 4 all to the power of y all squared, plus 1 divided by 4 all to the power of y equal to 1. So what do we have here? Let us see if we can make the value of x to be equal to 1 divided by 4 all to the power of y. If we do that, then 1 divided by 4 to the power of y squared is going to give us x squared, right? And that will be plus x, and this will be equal to 1. So if we simplify that expression by subtracting 1 from both sides, we'll have x squared plus x minus 1 to be equal to 0. So what do we need to do here? What we simply need to do is to solve this quadratic equation. So we'll use the quadratic formula. We'll have our x to be equal to minus b, the quadratic formula, plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. So what do we have? Having our a to be equal to 1 and our b to be equal to still 1, and then our c to be equal to negative 1, we'll have our value of x to now be equal to, if we substitute that into the equation, that will be equal to negative 1 plus or minus square root of 1 squared minus 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by negative 1, and this will be divided by 2 multiplied by 1 is 2. So we'll have our x to be equal to negative 1 plus or minus square root of 1 minus times minus will give us plus, right? 4 times 1 times 1 will give us 4, and all of this will be divided by 2. So when we simplify this, we're going to see that our x is equal to minus 1 plus or minus square root of 5 divided by 2, right? So if we simplify that, we'll have our x to be equal to negative 1 plus square root of 5 divided by 2, and we'll also have that expression to also give us negative 1 minus square root of 5 divided by 2. So recall that from our initial expression, we made our x to be equal to 1 divided by 4 to the power of y. So if we substitute that expression for x, this will now give us 1 divided by 4 to the power of y, which is the value we are looking for, equal to square root of 5 minus 1 divided by 2, or the value of y can still be equal to 1 divided by 4 all to the power of y to be equal to minus 1 minus square root of 5 divided by 2. Now let's analyze this other part. For every value of y, we can see that this side of the equation will give us a positive value, while this side of the value of the equation will always give us a negative value. And in mathematics, positive can never be equal to negative. As a result of that, we are going to neglect this solution. Now we'll concentrate on this other solution. If we look at this solution, you'll find out that 1 divided by 4 all to the power of y is equal to square root of 5 minus 1 equal to 2. Both can give us a positive solution. So we are going to take the log of both sides. So if we take the log of both sides, we have the log of 4 to the power of y to be equal to the log of square root of 5 minus 1 divided by 2. So according to the law of logarithm, this will come to multiply that logarithm. So we'll have y multiplied by the log of 1 divided by 4, and this will be equal to log of square root of 5 minus 1 divided by 2. So from this expression, we are going to divide both sides by the log of 1 divided by 4. So if we do that, y will be the value remaining on the left hand side, and that will be equal to log of square root of 5 minus 1 divided by 2, all divided by the log of 1 divided by 4. Now let's simplify this. If we simplify this, remembering one law of logarithm, now if we have the log of a divided by b, this will be equal to log of a minus the log of b, right? And that's the division law of logarithm. So our y will now be equal to the log of square root of 5 minus 1, right? Minus log of 2, and this will be divided by the log of 1 minus the log of 4. So having seen this, all we need to do is to simplify. Log of root 5 minus 1 is equal to, we'll have our y to be equal to root 5 minus 1 is going to give us the log of 1.236, right? And this will be minus log of 2 is going to give us a 0.301, and this will be divided by log of 1 is 0 minus log of 4. This 4 is going to give us 2 log of 2, right? Because that will give us log of 2 to the power of 2, and that will give us that expression. So the value of y in this expression will now be equal to log of 1.236 is going to give us 0.092 minus 0.301 divided by 0 minus 2 multiplied by the log of 2 is going to give us 2 multiplied by 0.301. So y is going to give us 0.092 minus 0.301 divided by, this is going to give us a negative 0.602. So our y will be equal to this 0.092 minus this is going to give us a negative 0.209, right? Divided by a negative 0.602. So our y will be equal to, if negative clears negative, 0.209 divided by 0.602 will be equal to 0.3471. I know you did enjoy watching this math solution. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, share it with your friends and colleagues. And remember to also like and also subscribe or follow us in order to get our mathematics solutions. Thanks so much for watching, and bye bye for now.